All right, I think we're in. Well, that's one thing about having 4 cars in the garage. You definitely have to drive in slowly. You have to open your door slowly. And you have to get out slowly. And we're in. So we're gonna show you how we thought about putting 4 cars in a 3-car garage. Let's go find out. Well, we gotta get this angle first, so follow me. Well, one of the things about having these many cars in a 3-car garage is you gotta be a little careful, like Indiana Jones. So this actually took math, no lie. And we had to get rid of one of these cabinets ahead of time so we could fit the Honda S800 inside the garage. Now, originally I wanted another car, but here in Colorado, the sun, well, anywhere, the sun really beats down. And I just don't believe cars being outside is good. It's just really bad for them. So we wanted to get a car inside the garage, and we knew that the only way we could get it on there is if we put it on dollies. If you guys didn't see our video about dollies, we made one. And essentially, we measured out the car. Like, you could get the dimensions online. And when we sold the cabinet, we got a tape measure and we measured about 10.5 feet long and about 5 feet wide. And I think the car is less than 5 feet. I think it's like 4 feet something. And of course the bumpers are not installed, but that would only add a few inches. But when we got the car in here and we put it on the dollies, let me tell you guys, it was hilarious. I was like freaking out because we at least just painted the walls, and we didn't want to run into any cars, but we did it. So one of the factors that we also knew that we couldn't do is, if you look over here, the 3rd garage bay is shorter. And not only that, we wanted the GT4 to have its own little spot. We didn't want to keep walking by it. It's our most expensive car and we wanted to protect it. So we knew that it's a smaller car, we want the GT4 protected, and it's a smaller dimensional bay, so that was already set. So when it came to having the S800 inside the garage, and this is just a standard 3-car garage, we knew that our sedan, which is long, couldn't be in the middle. Like, if you look at the sedan over here, it's pretty long. So these 2 bays are the longest, and we knew that the NSX was shorter, so we did the math. So essentially, we wanted to be able to fit the NSX, but also we wanted to be able to close the garage door, and we wanted to be able to get to the GT4. Well, right now, not so much because we got parts here, but we're slowly gonna organize those. And then we wanted to have a walkway for the, to get to the stuff. Now, it is cramped in here, but I thought about this. The Hyundai Genesis is the car that we use all the time. Like, that's our workhorse. We call her fancy and we love her. But the great thing about it is we could turn it on, back it out, and then we have this whole bay where we work at. And that's what we were just doing right now. We were organizing and cataloging parts for the S800. And we could just easily move this out, close the garage, and we have an extra bay of space. So that actually works out really well. Now, the only thing that our workbench area is pretty much full right now. The only thing is that whenever we have to move the S800, luckily it's on dollies, we're just gonna move both the NSX and the Genesis out, and then real easily, because I've never used car dollies, but it's actually not that hard to use them. I bought them on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. We just pull it out and we're able to do what we need to do, and then we're able to push it back in. Technically, 1 person can do it, but 2 people are a lot better. Now, if you guys saw my video about the S800, about selling it, I did put it on eBay. I put it for sale for a little more than what I put into it. But as we start adding small things like the S800 badge, and as we're starting to take off all this residue off of it, but I installed the tail light over here. You guys want to see this? I installed a tail light on it today. And as we start categorizing parts, because I am literally like taking every part, categorizing it, category. I don't know what that is, but essentially I'm starting to see a little bit of hope. So I don't know, guys, maybe. And I've been talking with the seller, and we might be able to come to an agreement of trying to get those missing parts. But right now I'm on the fence. So I thought I'd tell you guys I'm on the fence on the S800. I do love this thing. I just don't want to swap it. I spent a lot of time looking at possible swaps. Somebody did a Toyota 4AGE. There's a Hayabusa swap, a CBR swap. There's all kinds of swaps. And that's not what I want. I just want something classic. And if I can't achieve that with this car, then I would move on from it. So essentially I've made up my mind. I even thought about EV, and I spent so much time researching about EV that I know more about electric cars than I want to. But I also don't want to do that because it's not what I wanted. I wanted the 9,000 RPM little motorcycle engine. And you never know, it might happen. I'm going to fight for it. Yeah. So a couple drawbacks of 4 cars in a garage. I can't get to my tool board, but that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. And less space, but in reality, for the car being in the garage, being protected from the sun, and also not having to put it in external storage or worry about it, like that's not really in the way in my opinion. I think it's actually pretty good. I think I'm actually really happy with it. It's kind of one of those things out of sight, out of mind, as far as like, we don't have to move cars to get to it. It's not in the way of the other cars. I think it really worked out, but we had to do a lot of math. You should have seen it, guys. You got to think about all this stuff was out of here. These 2 cars, this car, everything was out of here. And we put like little, Elise and I, and Elise is a smart one, she put all these tapes in there and we were measuring it. We were giving some variance, height and everything. And the coolest part about this, besides successfully shipping a car from overseas, one of the things that made us happy, because we were pretty down about the parts and stuff like that in the engine, well, really down about that. But one of the things that made us really happy is that we did the math correct. Like that's really satisfying. So this actually was a success. Well, guys, let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear what you guys say. And before you guys say I'm a pat rat, hey, like Elise said, if I was a pat rat, we couldn't have 4 cars in here. All right, guys, you take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.